Where Commissioner Adam Silver joined the ESPN radio crew during the second quarter of Saturday night's Warriors-Rockets game, discussing a wide variety of topics facing the sport, including addressing the possibility of shortening the regular season. Take a listen to this.
I think we have to step back again collectively as a league working together with the players and their union, and decide, do we have the right number of games? Because, again, the game has changed in dramatic ways, especially over the last decade. And if players can't fairly play in all those games, maybe the schedule's too long. Yeah. And maybe we got to take the fan has to be first. And at the end of the day, the fans vote every day by deciding whether to listen to your telecast or watch us on television or buy tickets. And I got to be very careful here. This is a fragile ecosystem, and if ultimately the fans are saying, we're not going to pay for those games or we're not going to watch those games where your players aren't playing.
He's been waiting all show to do this.
Standing ovation. Standing ovation. That is a commissioner doing what a commissioner is supposed to do, okay? There are the owners, there are the players, and the commissioner is supposed to be in charge of protecting the fans. And what has gone on with resting in the NBA, I don't know when everyone got so tired in basketball, but I grew up watching this sport, and these guys played every damn night, 82 games a year. Woj and Seth, I'm looking directly at you, at a time when they weren't even flying on private planes. You could run into Moses Malone at the Cinnabon at LaGuardia in the morning when they were going, and they were playing that same night again, and so all of a sudden they can't play all these games. So if they can't play all these games, then there shouldn't be that many games. Thank you, Adam Silver, for saying
I agree with you.
Well, what part of agreeing with me? I listened to you in the meeting this morning, and you told me that it's unfair to their bodies. Somehow it's much too hard for them.
But here's the deal. It is. You're seeing more injuries. You see, look, I don't believe in tanking. I don't. If guys are going to play games, I believe you need to play guys. I don't believe you should rest guys. But guys are resting guys because the only thing that counts is what? Jay Will, what's the only thing that counts? Playoffs. So everyone wants the best version of themselves in the playoffs. So you know what? A smart general manager, a smart head coach is going to rest guys. The way to solve that problem is to shorten your schedule. The problem is if you shorten your schedule, it's going to be less money. This is going to be less TV money. Okay. How many guys are going to give up some cash?
Well, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to how do you replace revenue, and then also how do you change viewer habits, right? We're going to smaller devices, less screen time. So, Adam Silver kind of, posed this whole mid-season tournament. I don't know how you incentivize that mid-season tournament. Do you say, hey, the team that wins one Eastern Conference wins one Western Conference, you automatically get to the Eastern Conference semifinals of the playoffs? I don't know the right way to do that structurally, but if you can find a way to replace revenue, I'm all about decreasing load management and also taking away less games.
Well, Woj had said earlier, Adam Silver's been saying this for a long time. You can't figure it out because, to your point, no one wants to take less money.
Well, that's it. Someone, whether it's both sides or one side, no one's taking less money. And players who want to view themselves in historical context. So are you going to cut out regular season games? Are you going to now put yourself in a position where you can't break records? If you're chasing history in different places, now you can't do that. Those are all factors in this. And listen, they can... If you want to move the season to 70 games, let's throw out a number. Okay, well, teams may just rest guys. They may play 60 games instead of 70 versus 82. I think there'll be talk about this. I don't think we're going to see this, at least in the foreseeable future.
And I hear what you're saying. I understand the frustration of the fan. But, like, from a fan perspective, because I'm a fan now, I've been a fan for a while, I'd much rather see my team in the playoffs than me complain about me showing up to one game and not seeing my favorite player.
You're a season ticket holder. How about the family guy that goes to 10 games a year or 5 games a year or 3 games a year and brings his family there, and all of a sudden
you can't make everybody happy. I mean, everybody finds something wrong with everything.
The draft lotteries changed this year. Now they try to de-incentivize tanking. So now the 3 worst teams in the league all have the same percentage chance to get the #1 pick. They want to give teams reasons to continue playing down the stretch. And so they've talked about, in the last couple of years, a possible play-in tournament where the 9th and 10th teams have a chance to get into the postseason. Another reason to try to get teams to play. And if you have, the 13th or 14th pick in the draft, your chances are so small of breaking into that top 3. They want you trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm totally in favor of that. But now we're addressing tanking. That's a whole other problem. Yeah. Staying on resting for a moment, look up Michael Jordan in 1996, 97,
those days are gone. It's gone.
Don't bother looking it up. Yeah. That wasn't that long ago. We're all
the game was
more
Can I say something about where the game was in?
He played a more physical game. He played every minute of every game. It was was the best player in the sport. He was in his 30s, and he played 82 games, and they won the championship
Different
all
mindset.
3 years. What changed, Woj? What changed?
Science changed.
Yes.
How teams want to manage players' bodies over a long time. When you commit 5 years, $200 million to a star player or other players who, again, and you want them in optimum shape in the postseason and going forward for that contract, like those days are gone. They're not coming back. This is how the league is run. This is how it's going to be going forward.
Can I tell you what else changed? The way players train. I mean, I'm not saying that Michael Jordan, he was different. He's an anomaly, okay?
Yeah.
But now what happens from a younger age, you're training all year long. Some of these guys are taking their regular seasons into USA basketball. So that load management is something also that you're concerned about because training styles are different.
What did you say about the mindset is different, though?
I think the mindset's different. I think the players back then didn't know any different. The ball went up, they played, they came to play every night, they didn't make complaints, they weren't on charters, they just balled. The guys today, they have a different focus, and they're also pulled in a lot more directions.
Guys did not play every night. Guys dogged it back then. Guys complained back then. The NBA players didn't start. Nobody in the NFL, the NBA, baseball started complaining in the last 10 years. Guys have been bitching for years in all sports. It's not new.
Preach.
There we go.
Preach it, Woj.
A couple of National League contenders take center stage tonight.
Calendar. So this weekend, we finally heard from LeBron James for the first time since Magic Johnson's shocking resignation on April 9th. Here was LeBron's reaction upon first learning the news in an excerpt from his show, The Shop, Uninterrupted, which is streaming on HBO.
My stretching session, my right hand comes to me and say, Magic just stepped down. And I'm like, man, get the out of my face, you. I go check my phone, I look at it, this happened. Personally, for me, I came here to be a part of the Lakers organization, having a conversation with Magic. So it was just weird for him to just be like, I'm out of here. And not even have no like, hey, Bron, kiss my ass, I'm gone. It wasn't even that.
So he seemed upset. Those were his first comments. What was your reaction?
That's why I don't think any free agent will be a Laker. I think that whole situation between Jenny Buss, Rob Pelinka, Magic Johnson, the way Magic Johnson left the scene is such a bad PR nightmare for them. And when you have LeBron James, who, look, has been to 8 consecutive NBA finals, that man deserves a phone call. Like, if you got that man to leave Cleveland for something bigger, to partake in the vision that you overall had for that Laker organization, like, he deserves, I understand whatever your situation as far as, him being somewhat, I guess, delicate with Jenny Buss or not wanting to talk to Rob Pelinka, I understand that. But if you're going to have a connection with that entity and LeBron James, he deserves a phone call. That was well warranted.
Here's the deal. Whether he deserves a phone call or not.
He deserves a phone call,
Well, just listen. That's Magic Johnson. You got a problem with Magic Johnson? You don't go to HBO on your show and blow up Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is the Lakers. What you do is, you know what? You pick up the phone and say, Magic, I came here because of you. Together, we had a vision of what this wanted to be. You didn't need to go on your show and blow up Magic Johnson. And also, by the way, take Lonzo Ball, who, by the way, you were trying to trade a couple months ago. All right, take Lonzo Ball and include him, because if you heard Lonzo Ball's comments after LeBron, he just reeled him in. It's another example of, I understand LeBron being upset, but he didn't make the playoffs this year. Magic Johnson's won championships. His statue's in the front of the Staples Center. You handle that differently.
Magic Johnson has won championships. Magic Johnson has not been in the front office leading championships. And here's what I will say about LeBron. If there is a show to do it, you do it on your show. That's why players have their own platforms.
Why don't you just pick up the phone and call him and say,
because Magic Johnson didn't pick up the phone and call him. So you know what? You can call that childish, but you also have to call it childish that Magic Johnson didn't do it, Seth.
Or maybe there was a situation where he was unable to do it because of the situation.
Unable to call LeBron James and say, hey, this isn't going.
The timing of everything.
Well, can I just show you guys something that I know you've seen, but I want to make sure the audience has seen it. I'll put the pictures up there, because if there is a side to be taken as far as the Laker organization is concerned, they've taken Magic's side. Jeannie Buss and Magic both separately tweeted that photo of the two of them having dinner together the other night. So The official position of the Los Angeles Lakers, as voiced by the owner of the franchise, right there, Jeannie Buss, had a wonderful dinner catching up tonight. Lakers forever. They've made it clear they're not mad at Magic, right? So LeBron is mad at Magic, and he said that. I just think it's worth pointing out. The official position of the Lakers, for whatever this is worth, is we're not mad at Magic Johnson.
It's funny, though, Greeny. I don't care what the official position of the Lakers says. I care what the official position of LeBron James, the greatest player that we may have had in the game. You put him up there with Michael Jordan, says about how he feels about how the situation was handled.
I don't think you're wrong. Okay. I think you're right. What I'm saying is the Lakers are not backing him. The Lakers in that, they're not saying what Magic was absolutely wrong, what he did here was disgraceful. The Lakers are backing Magic Johnson. They're all good with him. Now LeBron's got to work things out with Magic and maybe with the Lakers as well. What does this mean for the future of this insanely dysfunctional franchise? Let me send it back over to Laura and Woj.
Nice word choice there. I think that's a good way to put it. But Woj, first of all, I do want to get your take on hearing LeBron going on his own show and saying what he said about Magic.
Yeah, I expected he would, and I agree with Jay. I understand why he'd feel that way. July 1, when they met with LeBron James for the start of free agency, there was just one person who went to meet with LeBron. That was Magic Johnson, not Rob Pelinka, not Jeannie Buss. Magic went there. And listen, I think LeBron went to L.A. for a lot of reasons, basketball and non-basketball. And certainly Magic was at the top of the organization then, but like he's left with a very dysfunctional organization right now that just had a coach choose the Phoenix Suns over the Los Angeles Lakers. And that says a lot about how people around the league are feeling about this organization and its stability.
Okay, we are going to talk a lot more about that situation that you just talked about, the Lakers coaching situation and Monty Williams choosing the Suns, and where Ty Lue fits in all of that. We will get to that momentarily. Now we're going to go back to the NFL.
Yeah, let's check in here.